You know, the gospel is not that sin makes us bad people. The gospel is that sin makes us dead people. The gospel doesn't say the wages of sin is that you're bad. The gospel says the result of sin is that we're dead, that we're spiritually separated from God. Jesus didn't come from heaven to earth to make bad people good people. Jesus came from heaven to earth to do what no one else can do. He came to do a miracle for you and me. Jesus came to make dead people alive people. He came to raise us from death and to give us the gift of everlasting life. And I'm telling you, if you've been brought to life by the power of God, then you've got a story to tell and a party to live in, and you've got a gospel to share with the world. Nobody has a so-so testimony. I hate that. I don't know if you've grown up in church like me, but somebody would come to our church with all these crazy testimonies. I killed 7 people. I was a drug smuggler. I got arrested. I went to prison. I killed a prison guard. And then I met Jesus. And then the whole jail came to know Jesus. And then they got so converted, they let me out of prison. And now I've started a ministry, and 1 million people have come to know Jesus. And you're sitting there going, wow, I don't have a story like that. But I want you to know tonight that we need to take out of our vocabulary as followers of Jesus the phrase, I don't have a good testimony. Because if you have put your faith in Jesus, you not only have a good testimony, you have a miraculous, supernatural, God-breathed testimony. Because your testimony is not, well, I did some really awful things, and now, I'm a little bit better person. Our testimony is, I was dead, and now I am alive. I had no shot with God, but now I'm a son of God. I didn't have any chance with God, but now I've been brought to life by the grace of God. And if you put your faith in Jesus, you have the greatest story in the world to tell. And it's the story of coming to life like this son on the dance floor of God's mercy and grace. You know, it's hard to sit on your hands when you've been brought to life from the dead. But there was another son in the story. You know why? Because there were 2 groups of people in the crowd. And to those religious people on the outside, Jesus said, oh, and let me tell you about the other brother. The other brother's coming up to the house because he's working late again. He's serving. He's trying to do the very best he can do. He comes near the house late in the evening. He hears the sound of music and dancing. So if anybody tells you Christians can't dance, you got to take them to Jesus, because this brother heard the sound of music and dancing. Is that okay for me to say that in India? Can Christians dance in India? He heard the sound of music and dancing. Not crazy dancing. I'm talking about I'm alive from the dead dancing. I got no rhythm, but I'm alive from the dead dancing. I'm not going to stand here frozen in time, because I'm alive from the dead, and I can actually celebrate what God has done. He hears the sound of music and dancing. He calls the servant out. What's going on? He goes, yeah, it's your brother. Your brother's home. And he goes, I knew it.